survey inside of Mailchimp. Okay, so now let's move into the part where we are going to be creating a survey inside of our Mailchimp account. And also, if you are finding this course useful for you, or if you are finding it helpful, do not forget to click on that subscribe button, because we actually need subscribers in this channel. Okay, so now let's move into the survey section of Mailchimp. But before we move on, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you find this video helpful, because we have a mission to reach 1000 subscribers before the middle of this year, and we want you to be part of our journey. So do not forget to subscribe to this channel. So to create a survey, we are going to come into the audience tab, and we can click on the survey button here, or the survey menu here. And when you click on survey, it is going to take you to this place where you can be able to create your survey from scratch. And as you can see, we have some recent survey we've done already, and you can also start with all of the templates that they have in here. As you can see, we have the post purchase, we have the post event, we have where do you hear about us survey. You can do various ones, you can pick whatever option works for you, and you can build on that template. But for the sake of this tutorial, we are going to be starting from scratch. And to start from scratch, we are going to click on create new survey. So when we click on create new survey, it is going to take us to the part where we can be able to set up our survey from scratch. And we are going to name this survey, let's name this CNM instructors. So we are going to name this CNM instructor survey, and you can also pick the particular audience that is going to be receiving this survey. And when you click on begin, you are going to see where you can be able to add various things for this particular survey. As you can see, the first menu we have here is the introduction, where you can be able to add welcome text, you can be able to add videos, you can even add image explaining what how the feedback will be used. You can also decide to add radio button, where you can allow people to be able to select one action from a list of options that you've added in your survey. For the check boxes, you can also decide that you want people to be able to pick multiple answer, and if you are using range, you can decide that you want them to select a score from a particular range, maybe from 1 to 10, from 1 to 5, or if they want to give 5-star or 10-star, or whatever it is you want to add for the range, you can do that. We also have the open text, where you can be able to type in description for this particular survey. And we also have the email, where you can allow people to be able to provide their email for this survey, so you can know the particular person that is putting in this survey. You can also decide to ask for the contact information, like their name, like their email, their address, the age, or the gender, or whatever you want to ask from them. You can use the contact information. And you can use the content blocks, where you can be able to add text, you can add videos, you can add images without using a question. So the open text is where you can be able to ask questions, and the people can be able to type in whatever it is they want. It's like an open text, where they can be able to type in whatever answer they want themselves. So there is no option here. They do not need to pick an option. There is no range, there is nothing. They can just type in whatever answer they want. So from the first one, where we can see here, we can decide to embed a video, or we can add a text introduction, or we can add an image. So let's say we want to embed a video, and let's see how that is going to look like. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to put in the video URL. I just copied a video URL from my YouTube channel, so I'm just going to put it over here. And as you can see, the video has already come in inside of this survey, and we can decide to select the type, which we are already picking as introduction. We can also select from another option here, where we can be able to add in radio button, or we can add in all of this. So let's add in a radio button, and you can ask questions like, how did you hear about us, where did you find us? You can ask all of these questions by using the radio button. And remember that the radio button, they can only pick one question, so one answer. So you want to make sure that you're asking questions that allow them to be able to pick only one answer. So we are going to select radio button, and we are going to make this required. You can also use the other option if you want, and for the other option, they will be able to type in the options that they have in here. They'll be able to type the options that they want if they do not have the option that is currently fitting from all of the options you've given. So for this place, we are going to be typing the answer here. We can also type in the question, and it's already asking us here that what would you like to ask. So we want to ask something like, where did you hear about CNM instructors? So we are asking questions like, where did you hear about CRM instructors? And we can add in the other option, but if you do not want the other option, you can just take it off by toggling this off. And for the option 1, we can say whether it is Google, and the option 2 can be maybe something like social media, and the next option might be maybe referral. You can just add in whatever options you want, and when you add all of that, you can just click on this to add in the next question, and you can add in checkbox if you want, and we can ask them the things they are interested in. So we can say, what is your service interest, or whatever question you want to ask. So what is your service interest? And for options, we can say if they are interested in CRM, or if they are interested in email marketing. They should just allow us to know the option they are interested in. So you can ask this as any type of question you want. You just need to make sure that this is tailored for your own personal business. So you can also decide to add another one where we are adding the range, and for the range we can ask questions like, what do you rate our courses on CRM instructors channel, or how do you rate our service, or how pleased are you with how you were treated in our businesses. Just add in whatever question you want to add. So you can say something like, what do you rate us? So you can ask questions like, what do you rate us? And they can be able to pick from a scale of 0 to 10. And for 0, you can say very bad. And when you add this option here, they can be able to see the one for 0. And you can also add very good, where they can be able to see the option for 10. You can also decide to use all of this. So if you don't want to use 0 to 10, you can use 0 to 5, you can use 1 to 10. You can even use this 5-star, where they can be able to pick 1 star or 5-star. They can also pick the love emoji, they can pick the smiley emoji. You can use whichever one works for your business. You can also decide to add another one where you can add in a open text. So you can add various questions like another one where you can be able to ask, or for the open text, you can ask questions like, how would you like us to help you, or what do you need help with. Just ask whatever question you feel like people can be able to type in the answer that they want themselves, like long paragraph. So you can ask questions like, what do you need help with, and they can be able to type in whatever option it is they want here. You can also add in another one where you can be able to ask them for their email, or you can ask for the email of their parents, or the email of their manager, or whatever it is you want to ask. You can ask that in here, and you can also decide to ask for their own email also, and it is also going for the email here. So you can also decide that under this place you want to ask for the contact information, where you can be able to ask for their first name, you can ask for their last name, you can ask for whatever it is you want to ask for in here. And you can add another one where you can be able to add the last one, which is a contact block, where you can be able to add an image, or you can be able to add a text. You can be able to add, the text can be something like, maybe you want to add a title and a description. If you want to break the survey inside the different description, you can, inside different section, you can add in the text, and you can say this one is for contact information, and you had a question in there. Then you create this one again where you ask for maybe payment information. Just, you can be creative about this however you want. So that is for that, and when we are done, we can then click on continue to design. And when we click on continue to design, it is going to take you to this place where you can be able to customize this survey. So you can decide that for the branding you want to add an image, or you can even decide to take off this Mailchimp logo if you do not want it. I do not want it, so I'm taking it off. And for the custom messaging, you can decide to add the survey title. So we can say that this is CRM instructor survey, and we can also decide to add in a submit label. So instead of using submit, we can use something like rate us, or we can use something like send, or we can use something like confirm, whatever works for you. So let's just use something like rate us. So whatever works for you, you can add that in. You can also add the confirmation message, and the confirmation message will be after the survey has been sent. What is the information or what is the text that is going to appear? So you can also decide that you want to add this closed survey message, which is going to be this: the survey is no longer accepting responses. You can also decide that if you want to close the survey, you are having an event and you are doing the survey for the event, but the event is going to close soon and you want to close the survey. This is what is going to be showing up. You can also add in the error message, the required error message, which is going to show up whenever they did not fill a required question. So you can also add in the style, where you can be able to add in a background color. You can also decide to change the background for this background color, sorry, the color for this background color. You can decide to change the color for the background color, and you can change it to whatever it is you want. You can also use the color code if you want, and when you're done, you can click on preview, or you can click on finish later, or you can click on review. So let's preview this and let's see how that is going to look like. As you can see, this is our survey, and this is how it's going to look like um inside of our campaign when we are sending it out through an automation or whatever it is. So we are going to exit this and we are going to click on review, and that is going to review our survey for us. And as you can see, this is our survey name, and all of the contacts coming in inside this survey is going to be going inside of CRM instructor audience. And you can also decide that you want to be able to receive email notification when someone puts in their email. You can also decide that you want to receive daily reports of how the survey is being collected. If you are not going to be fed up with having notifications sent every time someone fills out this form, you can turn this on. But if you know it is going to be a lot for you, just leave it off. So when you're done, you click on continue, and that is going to take us to the next page where we can be able to share our survey. And as you can see here, we can share our survey through an email. We can also decide to add our survey to an existing automation by using the URL. So we can also decide to copy this URL, and we can be able to add this URL to our email campaign or our landing page by using a button. Whatever works for you, you can do that. And when people start filling out this survey, you'll be able to see the results here. You can be able to see the results from the known contacts. You can also be able to see the results from the unknown contacts, and if you have any new contacts filling out the survey, you can be able to see that in here. And for every question, you are going to see all of the responses that you have for every question. So if people fill out this question here, you are going to see all of the number of responses you have for each of this question. So that is for survey. And when you are done, you can also decide to edit the survey. It is going to take you to the editor page, and when you are done, you can then click on save. So when you save that, it is also going to take you back to the sharing page. So that is all for your survey. Do not forget that you can also add this survey inside of your automation or your email campaigns, whichever one works for you. And you can come over to this place and you can be able to see the results. You can also click on this to view the details for this survey. You can edit it, you can rename it, you can even duplicate it. You can also close the survey if you want. So that brings us to the end of this tutorial. Now, if you are currently moving from one email marketing platform to another one, and you are trying to decide whether switching platform makes sense for your business, we can also help you with that. At CRM Instructors, we help businesses to migrate from platforms like ConvertKit, Mailchimp, Brevo, MailerLite, and other email marketing software out there, while making sure your contacts, automations, forms, and campaigns are properly built without creating chaos. So if migration is something you are considering, you will find a link in the description below. And if this tutorial has helped you, do not also forget to subscribe, because we create practical implementation tutorials like this every week. Do not forget to subscribe, and also like this video, and also share with everyone that you think is going to need this video. And also, we have a target of reaching 1,000 subscribers by the middle of this year, and you can actually help us make that happen. So subscribe to this video and also share with everyone that you think is going to need this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.